But this new year, I want my midnight kiss.
Okay.
I haven't gotten it in 2 years. This will be my year.
This will be your year.
Hello, it's Hazel.
Hey, it's Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clarity's Hush Podcast.
Are you girls excited for the new year?
Woohoo!
I am. I'm going to spend it out of Singapore.
Yeah! Our sister got no leave until April.
I think a new year always brings about new energy, but I think what's equally important is taking stock of the year that has passed and setting intentions for the new year.
That's right. Before we move on to 2025, and this is a question to the floor, okay, including our listeners and viewers, what was your highlight of 2024?
Ooh, meeting Ariana Grande. That was my highlight of 2024.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh,
Modern Dorothy.
yeah, my life's at peace now. I said that to my friend. I said, like, I've peaked. My friend said, can you dream a bit bigger? I was like, oh yeah, I should.
Do you feel like a more peaceful person after you've met her?
Okay, let's calm down. It was like 4 minutes. That's all I got with her. But I do feel like she was one of
An
my
accomplishment.
She was one of my ultimate role models. If I could meet anyone, it was either Ariana Grande or Rihanna. Like, this is my life goal. And I've accomplished one. Yeah. I never thought it would happen.
The other one's coming.
Rihanna. Bad gal Riri. You have my number. What about you girls?
I feel like 2024 was very tumultuous for me. I feel like I grew up. I'm a big girl.
So personal growth.
Personal growth, and I think it's a much better year than I've had in a long time.
That's great.
That's nice. As for me, wow, so many highlights in the past year, but I would say the biggest one would be the fact that I managed to shoot another Chinese New Year MV.
Yes!
This is a really, a little dream of mine, I would say, but it slowly started to come together, from the song production to the dancers coming to make the choreography come alive. And when I got on set, that was when I realized how extensive this project was, because a lot of the tech side were handled by my producer, Buns. And I did not realize that it really took so many people to get one MV, less than 4 minutes, done in 2 days.
Yeah, a lot of work goes on behind the scenes.
And a lot of money.
And it's out now.
yes! So go check it out.
Yes, it's called 哎呦大过年的你不要那么 lazy. It's a very long name.
Can you sing that line for us?
哎呦大过年的你不要那么 lazy. So this song goes to everybody out there. It's a fun, cute, bubbly little song. I hope you like it.
Go and check it out. Our PDs also wrote in their highlights of the year.
All right.
Big shout out to PD Van, who finally got her driver's license after 2 years.
I got my driver's license.
Wow. So she says that there's been a lot of new experiences for her this year. So for PD Van, just want to wish her an awesome 2025 ahead.
Drive us around. Okay, and
So cute.
PD Nas. Okay.
I like this one.
She also says that, traveling has always been something her husband and herself, they loved. But when they got married, life took over. COVID, adulthood, having a child, shifting many plans. And this year, they finally took a 2-week trip to Western Australia with their daughter. And it became one of her 2024 highlights. And just a few days before they flew, they found out that she was pregnant again.
Congratulations to PD N. PD Nick says, one of my biggest resolutions this year was to exercise more consistently. So I actually signed up for personal training with my mom. I took my diet and health more seriously, and I feel better than ever. I'm less bloated, I have more energy, and I have a better relationship with food.
Oh, I love
that's
that.
great.
I want to read out some of the stories from our very own Hush listeners as well.
Hello.
Okay.
So Sandra here says that she got engaged. She's now planning for a wedding and getting a house in 2025 April.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I love
Right.
that.
Lenny.
Yes.
Lenny is our hardcore fan. Thank you,
Yes.
Lenny. She says she's going through her first ever working experience and it's a new milestone in her life.
It's the start of
so
something
cute.
new.
All the best. We hope our previous episodes will help you in some way or another. And finally, from another follower, Jielin, she says she's finally pursuing studies in the field of her interest after nearly 2 decades.
Wow.
That's insane. It's never too
Better
late.
late than never.
Agree.
Well, on the flip side, right? I mean, celebrating our wins of this year is just as important as reflecting on some of the more tough moments of the year.
Okay.
What were some of your biggest challenges that you had to overcome this year?
I think it was understanding that not all relationships are meant to be. And if it's time, it's time. I don't care who they are.
It can be relationship, friendship.
Yes, it doesn't matter who that person is in your life. I think we try so hard sometimes, especially because of the roles certain people play in our lives to prolong it or to save it to whatever extent and degree that we can. But I think if cannot means cannot. And I had to understand that and process that.
Like set a boundary.
Yes.
Very clear boundary. Sometimes that's hard, yeah.
I think for me, the biggest challenge, as always, is to strike a better balance between work and life. I love my work, but at the same time, I also want to spend time with people I love. So I particularly enjoyed the episode with Vanessa when we were talking about people pleasing. And from that episode, I actually learned a lot. I've been trying to apply the different skills I've learned from her into my personal life. And one of the biggest challenges this year is to work less. The fact that I'm saying this just sounds weird, you know.
But it's great, right?
Right? Yeah. I think balance is the key here. Yeah, to strike the perfect ratio I want for my career and my personal life.
I think for me in 2024, my biggest challenge was interpersonal relationships, be it with friends, family, in my own relationship. A lot of very difficult reflection on myself and personal growth had to be done. And it's hard, right? For someone, especially me, I'm very highly critical of myself already. Then to have people also give their criticism of me and have to accept it and put my ego and pride down and try to grow from that, that was really very hard. But I'm hoping that if I stick with it, that it will improve my quality of life in the years to come.
Growth is uncomfortable.
True. Super uncomfortable. PD Van actually says one of her biggest challenges this year was transitioning into adulthood, having a full-time job, trying to be a good colleague, a good friend, good daughter and all that. And she also says she's a natural people pleaser. So she hopes that in the next year she can try to grow out of that habit. And
it's so strange because she's 22 and she's talking about learning about adulthood. And I think that we're like in our 30s, some of us, a lot of us. We're around the same age lah. But don't you feel like you're also learning about adulthood?
Yeah.
Like,
with every single day, I'm learning something new, you know.
Correct. And everything that you do, right, feels like, oh my God, I'm an adult.
Yeah. And I still feel like I'm saying sorry way too often. Like, sorry, I cannot make it for this because blah, 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 blah. And then I stop and I think about the people-pleasing app. And then I just go back to that sorry and I delete.
But sometimes it just slips out. Like the other day I texted, I was like, sorry to Hazy. I was like, no need to say sorry. And I was like, oh, true. I was like, oops.
She said sorry she couldn't make it for
it's a habit.
The gathering, I think. Yeah, but it's been such a habit ingrained in us that I think we have to learn to snap out of it. Okay, with every day, we learn a bit more.
We learn.
Yes. PD Nas, I really want to read out her story. I find this super meaningful. She says this year was definitely not her year career-wise, and honestly, she feels like she's falling behind her peers. But to be fair, she did start the new financial year by finding out and announcing to her boss that she was pregnant. As her pregnancy progressed, she had to turn down opportunities, and the symptoms during her first and second trimesters did not help at all, as most work days were less productive than they should have been. Things only started picking up towards the end of her second trimester, and she managed to take on a few projects. But she wants to tell people certain parts of pregnancy and at least the first year of motherhood will sometimes literally stop you from doing everything you want to do. But people often say, don't let motherhood stop you from doing what you want, which is true.
But I think that's a very tall order to put on someone who is pregnant, right? Or someone who has a young baby or someone who has a child, period. They always say, oh, women can have it all. And I was just reflecting on that. But it truly is not true. Because if you do have a child, you can't go as hard in your career as you wanted to before because then you'd be neglecting your child. So you need to strike a balance, like Hazy says, with everything in life. And don't let that pressure get to you like, oh, I should be able to have my cake and eat it too. I should, be able to do whatever even in motherhood.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? Annette once shared with me that the toughest part about pregnancy is not when you're actually having the baby. It's what comes after. So being the woman, you are the caregiver. You basically give birth to the child. And after that, you have to watch your own body because the body just went through that whole transition, right? And that part right after the pregnancy is the toughest. So
The fourth trimester, they call it.
So don't forget to also give your body and your mind ample space and time to get back to the daily grind.
I think a balance in life is like a compromise in a relationship. Sacrifice is a part of it, whether you like it or not.
Yes, agree.
Yeah. And it's really just choosing what would work for you at that point in time. It's like the glass and rubber balls.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot like that.
Well, the episode is so meaningful. It stuck with us all the way to today. I think sometimes it's not easy to see other people thrive when you are constantly feeling like you're held back in life. But you are definitely not alone in this. A lot of our followers and listeners of Hush also have had their fair share of struggles.
Yeah.
Like JX, she says, accepting the fact that not everyone will stay in your life. This is a struggle that she had to face, similar to Zura. She says some will stay, others will leave. And sometimes we just got to accept that, right?
Yeah, make your peace with that. Ong Trisha actually said earlier this year, she got laid off in a very unfair manner.
Oh no.
And that actually left her with a lot of trauma.
Of course.
And this other user called Leaf Clown Win. She says the long job search after finishing her studies, graduated in May but still job searching until December.
I think when it comes to job searching, what a lot of my friends have learned much later in life is that don't just go for the first job that's available. I mean, if you really need the money, then yeah. But it's more important to find a job that you will thrive in. Both in the environment, the culture, pays you a decent salary, than to go into one just because they pay you a lot of money and then have your mental health absolutely wrecked by it and you can't come back from it. Then you have to see a therapist, which costs more money. So be patient with the job search. You will find the one. It's like finding a partner. You'll find the right one.
But I can also understand the anxiety you feel, you know, from May all the way to December, you're jobless. How are you going to feed yourself, right? I recently worked with this part-timer. She's only 23 this year. She's about to graduate next year. And she says that it's so hard to find a job in the job market right now.
It is,
She's trying her best. So sometimes it's hard not to take the first offer that comes.
Right.
Maybe you've sent like 50 resumes. That company got back. Are you going to take it or not? It's been like 7 months. Some people might just cave in because you really need the income.
If you need the income, take it. Yeah, but then make sure you protect yourself.
Very easy to feel disheartened, like rejections after rejections. But I think you should also think about the amount of time that you'll be spending at work. It's the bulk of your day.
Yes. And it's going to basically make up a huge part of your life as well. So I think some memorable lessons that 2024 has taught us. Number one, based on whatever we spoke about just now, is to be patient, to wait for the best, be it job, partner or friend that really applies to you. For me, I found one lesson that I learned that's most precious, and that's to be focused. I don't know. I think being in this line of work causes me to be, like my mind to be in overdrive all the time.
Right.
I don't know if you guys feel it. Like with every little gap of time and space I have, I'm always on my phone, replying an email, replying a text.
Editing a video, doing something.
And then I find like, wow, why am I doing this? Why can't I take this pocket of time to just breathe before my next engagement? And a lot of time, I'm distracted. I just want to do this thing because it takes 5 minutes, do that thing first because it takes 10 minutes. But these things add up, right? And if 10 minutes add up together, it takes up a lot of your time. So I just want to be focused, do whatever I have to at this point in time and leave the rest for another day.
Yeah, I think, going into the new year, we should be more intentional about everything that we say yes to, about everything that we do, and how we prioritize our time. I think for me, one of the biggest lessons of 2024 is truly understanding and trusting that everything happens for a reason. And I already started to believe it, but then I saw this like one of those stupid theories on TikTok that is not actually that stupid. It's the burnt toast theory. So,
I've heard of this.
The burnt toast theory is, for example, in the morning, you burn your toast. And you're like, oh, this sucks. Like, I have to spend another 5 minutes making another slice of toast. Like, I'm going to be late to work, Instead of looking at it from a negative viewpoint, look at it from a way that's like, oh, that happened for a reason. Maybe I burnt my toast because if I had left the house 5 minutes earlier, maybe, I would have gotten a parking ticket. I would have gotten in an accident. I would have, something would have happened. It would have rained on me or whatever. And I was meant to always leave the house 5 minutes later. I mean, that's just a theory, but the overarching understanding is that everything happens for a reason. If you didn't get that job, if you didn't get that relationship or opportunity, it was just not meant for you.
I think sometimes we chase after the reason. We want to know. Like, if everything happens for a reason, what is the reason? But I think sometimes you see it way down the road, and sometimes you never see it.
You just have to trust it.
Yeah.
I really love what this Instagram follower of ours, Sandra LZH, says.
Okay.
She says, anything that costs your peace of mind is too expensive. Peaceful mind, peaceful life.
I love that. Yes, Sandra.
You know, honestly, this year I learned that peace is truly underrated. Like, peace is, wow, cannot buy one leh.
So precious, right?
And it's up to you to protect your own peace. And just like PDN says, it's up to you to decide what fills your cup. So I think she realized this year that you can't pour equally into every cup in your life because then you have nothing left for yourself and you completely burn out. So she's had to decide what deserves her attention
and what doesn't.
Yeah, and what doesn't.
Agree. PD Van also says that she's learned that it's okay to make mistakes and to ask for help when needed. A lot of times we let our ego hold us back. But if we had let it go and asked for help, would we have led a more peaceful life? Maybe. And PD Nick says that her largest lesson is to always treasure the time she has with her loved ones. I think this is very important as well, especially in this fast-paced society that we are living in. It is important to always have intentions and just make time for your loved ones.
Jasmine says,
I love this
on
one.
Instagram, my biggest lesson of 2024 is that all the good men are taken. Maybe it's time to switch teams. I'm just saying.
Or maybe beyond the country?
Okay, I don't think all the good men are taken. I'm just saying maybe your man is not ready for you yet. Give it a few years.
Okay.
Your man might have some personal growth to do before he meets you.
Correct.
So you never know. Be
They're not
patient.
ready.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Burnt toast theory.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we're done reflecting on 2024, let's move on to the new year. I'm always excited when it comes to new year because new year, new beginnings. Are there any rituals that you girls start off your year with?
There's something that I always want to start off my year with, but I haven't been able to do it for the last 2 years because I've been working every new year. But this new year, I want my midnight kiss. I haven't gotten it in 2 years. This will be my year.
This will be your year.
If I get that kiss. So yes, I will finally get my midnight kiss. That's my ritual for this year.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about you, Zura?
I like to reflect on my past year, the 10 minutes before New Year's and the 10 minutes before my birthday.
Cool, I like that.
What do you mean by reflect? You just sit down and just...
I like it to be quiet. So I think sometimes it gets hard because like New Year's, birthday, like there's a lot of things going on, you're out. But I like to take like 10 minutes. Like, I'll just move to somewhere quieter and then I get a bit emotional. Then people think I'm out of my mind. But
But if it's important for you, do it. For me, I like to write down certain resolutions or like certain goals that I can achieve in the next year. I actually brought my planner here today. I still use a physical planner when it comes to like work-related stuff.
Okay.
Not my calendar, just to jot down like important work stuff. And look at this. I wrote this at the start of this year. It says, this planner belongs to Hazel Teo. What will your ideal 2024 look like? I wrote restful. And I drew like a little sun beside the word.
Was it restful?
No.
Try again next year.
Yeah, try again next year.
Okay.
But better.
better?
I agree.
Yes?
I'm striking that balance better and better with every year. And whenever I'm too restful, I get a bit anxious. Like, why is there like no work? Why am I not working on
rest
any...
is work too.
Yes.
Agree.
Yeah.
So in the later half of 2024, someone told me that, do you know that sleeping well is also part of our profession? And I'm like, damn, that makes so much sense.
True, right?
Only if we sleep well, we are able to host well and put up a good show.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
One of my very close friends likes to do this on 31st of December. She'll write down all the things that she does not want to bring into the new year
Okay.
on a piece of paper, and then she will literally burn it. Like she will burn it to ashes, and to her it feels like she's
Like
leaving
goodbye.
it all. Yeah, leaving it all in this year, not taking it to the next. But I like the way that, you know, in your planner, Hazy, you wrote what I want for 2024 to be restful. I think that's a very cool way to set the tone for the new year, is by like using one word.
Yeah.
You know, I know of someone who has like a planner as well, and it's one of those customizable ones where you can customize a word on the front of it. So then they would customize the word for the year.
Oh, like restful.
Like
It'll be on the
restful.
cover page.
Yeah.
To remind you every time you pick up your planner, right?
Exactly. So I like having that one word that defines your year and something you always look back to.
What
It's
would that-
easy to remember.
Okay. Are we choosing a word for 2025?
Come.
Oh, okay.
What would that be?
Let's think.
Restful was for my 2024. I think for 2025, I want to go with focused. It's very hard for me to be focused. I'm always distracted. I'm always doing many things at one time. Sometimes I find being focused not productive, but that's a wrong thing to think. Being focused is actually more productive in the long run. Focus would be the word for me.
My word, right, is kind.
Aww. But you're always kind, babe.
Thank you. But I think kinder to myself and people around me, not just when it's easy and convenient to be, but especially more so when it's hard. I think when things are like not easy, we tend to be unkind to ourselves and people around us.
That's true.
Yeah. And we don't even like, it's in the heat of the moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's very easy to be kind when everything is calm. I would like to be kind when everything is chaos.
True. That's true.
That's a very good tip.
Thank you.
My word for 2025 would be resilience. I think I don't really have enough resilience at the moment. So in good times and tough times, I want to be resilient. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I try.
加油.
Yeah. So I think New Year's resolutions, I mean, they're not all like pointless, right? I think setting realistic things, right, actually helps you be more accountable to yourself. And like Hazy does, she writes it down, which is very helpful because you can refer back to it at the end of the year and see if you've actually met those resolutions.
So this year, one of my resolutions is to travel at least 10 times to places that could be near to Singapore, far from Singapore, wherever. And I actually jot them down.
Did you?
Where I visited. So this year's travel destinations. In January, I've been to Shanghai. In February, Bali. In March, Bintan. April, KL. And then Australia, Mongolia, Malaysia, this JB, Japan, Yunnan in China, and then JB again. JB
Where
only
your leave
because
come
it's
from, actually?
a lot of weekend trips.
Oh, okay.
Really, the JBs are usually the weekend trips
Right.
because
So
it's
that's
so
how many is
close.
that?
So it's 10 in total. Yeah, but they're all very short trips.
Right.
But it's okay. At least I got that like little pocket of space to breathe, right?
No, but you hit your resolution. It was realistic and you can stay accountable to
Yeah.
yourself. One of my resolutions I wrote down was to exercise at least twice a week because last time it was like 0 times.
Okay.
And I did it. Twice a week, definitely. I go to the gym twice a week. I walk every day, at least once a day. I do yoga once a week.
Wow.
I run once a week. So yeah, definitely more than twice. But I said 2 because I was like, oh, what if I don't hit it? So realistic.
Realistic.
Correct.
Yeah.
What is that? Under promise, over deliver. Then you'll feel better about
correct.
yourself.
Correct.
Yeah. So Zura, do you do New Year's resolutions?
I don't really do New Year's resolutions because I feel like I think people go into the new year with a lot of energy. And I think they also drop off that bandwagon really quick. So I think I prefer to set shorter term goals.
Okay.
But like more of those. And I feel like they can be set anytime.
Yeah.
And I don't need the high of the start of the year.
This is similar to what this Boom Boom 34 person said online.
Okay?
He says he doesn't do New Year's resolutions because to him, that just sounds like another procrastination hate game. The best time to make a change is always right now, today. And he says he does his annual like end of week or end of month evaluations, like what Zura mentioned, to set up like small goals that he wants to accomplish for that time frame. Actually, it's a very good way to look at things as well.
Yeah.
I think the past couple of years were really, really hard years for me. So I think every start of the year, I'm just like, oh my God, thank you that last year was over. Please just give me a less stressful year. Thank you. So, yeah.
I think the reason why I write it down is because I have a poor memory and I'll forget if I don't write it down. So that's why I'll write it down. I don't know if you girls have seen, right? A lot of videos, when it comes to the end of the year, my algorithm shows me a lot of videos of like how to reinvent yourself for the new year or how to have like a new year glow up, how to be unrecognizable in the new year. I'm like, what? Are you going for a facelift? Like, what are you doing? Have you seen anything like that?
Yeah, like you want to step into the new year feeling fresh,
New year,
feeling
new
ready.
me.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you, on the 1st of January, all I want to do is to
Sleep.
bare face, makeup free, and just hop on a plane and like fly to somewhere.
Yeah.
That's actually my plan. I don't want that like New Year glow up. You know, I just want to be comfortable in my own skin. What about you girls?
I think end of year season is a very fun time for me. I always associate it with fun, gatherings, parties. And then so I just allow myself to enjoy that. And then we start again when we start again lah.
Yeah.
I actually feel most pressure to glow up around my birthday, not in the new year. Like whenever it comes to my birthday, I'm like Taylor Swift with a new album. I have to like reinvent myself. Like, what's my era this year? Kind
I
of thing.
noticed
Yeah.
your social media posts.
Yeah, like I had a soft girl era. Like then I don't know
I
what
love
was this
those
year.
looks, by the way.
Yeah, but it's like my chance to like set the tone for the new year. So not really at the calendar year
Okay.
is when I feel that kind of pressure.
Mhm.
But yeah, the new year just brings around new energy. I like it.
Yep. So what would your goal be for 2025? Do you think it's more career-oriented or personal life-oriented?
Balance. A balance.
Oh,
a
I was
balance.
like, what is
A
balance?
What's balance?
A balance.
Balance.
Same.
Mine are more personal.
Really?
What are your goals?
First of all, I want to put up more projects, be it in terms of variety shows or like online content or
Okay.
like good radio shows. On the other hand, oh gosh, I just want it all. You know, I want to spend more time with my loved ones. I don't know if that's
Daisy,
possible.
we just said you have to focus.
I know. Okay,
Focus.
I'll work on it. Okay. We have to focus. We have
Get
to
her a new
focus.
book.
Maybe focus on whatever that she's doing. Even if she's spending time with loved ones, she has to
Yeah.
focus on
Be
that too.
present.
Yes. Be present.
present.
Intentional.
Yes,
Ah,
intentional.
I like that.
Okay.
Mm.
I think 2024, right? Honestly, I didn't chase work as much. I still like work very much. I like doing work and I still find it hard to say no to things. And that's why I got no leave. But I think I wasn't chasing it. I realized that I appreciated that there were a lot of other things in my life that was more important. And if I had to let go a little bit and just, it's not say do enough to be happy, but it was doing whatever I had to, but not push myself to a point that I would have let go of other things.
Right.
And I think I did that and I was very happy actually. So maybe find a balance this year where I don't have to let go of either sides, but not have to sacrifice anything.
And I'm sure like for a lot of our listeners, their goals would be more personal life oriented. Like Jeremy, what do you mean by focusing more on your personal life?
Well, I think career goals are always going to be there, but the biggest thing that I want to do for 2025
Is to get married.
No, I don't think I'll get married in 2025, but it's to actually pour energy into myself because I think I pour a lot of energy into my work, into my relationships, friends, family, and all that. And I think it's finally time to pour into myself and know that I am my own source of happiness and I don't need to rely on anyone to make me happy.
We'll check back in 2 months.
2 months, I can check
2
back
months.
next year. Give me 1 year.
1 year.
Wait, about the marriage thing or what?
No, about
No.
pouring your energy into yourself.
Okay, I want to always choose me. Like if I can choose anything, I'll choose me.
Choose you.
Choose
Correct.
you. If you are having problems or like you're facing some struggles with realizing your goals,
Okay.
here's some tips that I want to share with our listeners
All right.
out there on how you can achieve some of the goals for the upcoming year.
Firstly, write them down so you don't forget.
Yes,
Because that's my
so
biggest
important.
problem.
Yes,
Write them down.
1 time, 3 times, 7 times?
No. You can just write once.
Okay.
As long as ink on paper.
Yes, and as long as you can find that piece of paper that you wrote your resolutions down on.
Exactly.
And I think it's very important to break it down into manageable steps. Okay, don't set a resolution like lose 20 kg. And
How are
like,
you gonna do it?
How are you going to do that? You have 12 months, what are your short-term goals for each of the month? And building habits, not just goals. Using back that same example, it is not easy to shed off 20 kg.
Yeah.
That's a goal you have, right? But what are some of the habits that you can start introducing to your life so that you can reach this goal?
Like walk every day. Take a 15-minute walk every day.
Start small.
Yeah, exactly. I think holding yourself accountable is really a game changer, right? Maybe you can share your goals with a partner, a best friend, someone that can also hold you accountable. Like do quarterly check-ins with yourself, right? Make a reminder on your phone, like, hey, check in on my resolutions. Then in April you get one, in July you get one. You're like, hey, shit, yeah. Did I actually work on that? Yeah.
Or maybe you choose like a date, like I'll do it at the start of every month. Like check in on it.
Yeah. The next tip is for all of us.
Yes.
Work hard, but not too hard. Okay. Remember to be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if things don't always go according to plan. In Chinese, we always say 计划赶不上变化.
Okay.
Which means your plans can never match up to the change. Like the change in schedules, uncontrollable factors. You might have this planned out for the rest of the day, but then it rains, for example. What
That
are
means you can plan as much as you want, but you
Yes.
cannot control the circumstances.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hey, you can do translate.
Hey, not bad, huh?
Not bad.
come to San.
Yeah.
Thanks, 九33.
And last but not least, always make sure that you have a support system and you have a supportive environment. If everyone around you is telling you, you can't do that lah. Lose 20 kg, siao, you can't do that. That's so demoralizing.
Then you don't need them in your life.
Exactly. So have people around you that build you up, that support you, and help you reach those goals.
Unless you really don't need to shed 20 kg.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, I mean,
Then please.
I'll be like, what are you talking about? Don't lah.
I would never say that.
So to end off this episode, let's play a little game.
Okay.
I like to call this leave or take.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if you'll leave these things in 2024 or take them with you to 2025.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. A toxic ex. One,
Leave!
two, okay.
Leave.
She has spoken. True. Leave. Learning to say no.
Take.
Why are you thinking?
No, it's
This is not PSLE question.
It's tough, Sometimes saying no to like certain work engagements. I mean, you just said that it's hard for you to say no, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we will try. I will try to take it and I'll try to like realize it.
Okay. That's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Negative self-talk.
Leave.
Leave.
I almost always never have negative self-talk actually.
Yeah. I
You
have
never
a lot
took it
leh.
into this world.
Yeah.
I have a lot of it.
You better leave it then.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
leave
to.
it,
Yeah, write it
leave
down
it.
on a paper and burn it.
Burn it. Okay.
Yeah. Friends that align with your morals and values.
Take.
I love that. Fear of asking for a raise or promotion.
Huh.
How not to take, but
I never asked one leh.
yeah.
I don't know how to
thought
ask.
these are
I
like-
also never asked before.
I also never ask it. They just give.
Good, huh?
Huh?
Good,
No lah, only when you do a good job lah. If you do a bad job, then they don't give law. I mean, what can
Can
you
ask
do?
one on this kind of thing?
I don't know
I never
Next
asked.
appraisal we try.
I think some people always bank table one
Oh, is
But
it?
yeah. I got here before.
Okay, lor, then how about next year we all take this?
We all try.
We all try. We all take
We
this.
try.
I will
Yeah.
never dare. I'll tell you first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no, I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
No, don't take the fear. This is fear of asking for a raise.
I leave.
Leave.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Lack of work-life balance.
Leave.
True. Spending more time with loved ones.
Take.
The idea that everything happens for a reason, even when it doesn't make sense.
Take.
Yeah.
Take.
Stepping out of your comfort zone.
Take.
Wait,
Wait, does it make sense? Stepping out of comfort. I'm taking this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. Take.
to a certain extent.
Yeah. Not
Right?
my fear of heights though.
Okay, this is a fast.
Not everything
This is rapid question game. Okay, rapid question. You want to leave? You leave. The need to always be in control, even when letting go might be better.
Germaine Tan.
That's not one of the options. It's take or leave.
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 I try to leave.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll
I'll
try.
work
We do
on
our
it.
best.
We hope that this episode has been encouraging or insightful at least for you to kick off a new year. And you know what? Happy end of year to you guys. We are stepping into a brand new year. New year, new us. And we are sending you only positive vibes and energy. Keep growing. Keep going.
I love that. This is the 4th New Year's that you would be spending with Hush.
Oh my god.
So thank you very much for giving us a job year after year after year. But we
It's
love
true.
chatting to you and
We never get tired of chatting with you guys.
yeah, never ever ever. So let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to talk about in 2025 and we'd be happy to do it.
Follow our little community. It's ever growing on Instagram at itsclarity.co. We also have a broadcast channel called Clarity. Haha, pun intended. So subscribe to our broadcast channel as well.
Yes, that's right. And however your 2024 went, I hope you take a little bit of time to reflect on it. And, you know, at the end of the day, just be kind to yourself and everyone around you, even as you set goals for 2025. You don't have to be reaching for the stars all the time. You really don't. Take whatever you can handle. That's what's most important. And so listen to us on Spotify, Me Listen, Apple Podcasts, turn on notifications.
And we're on YouTube as well. Everyone have a wonderful New Year! Happy New Year! We'll see you next year! Bye!
Anyone eating grapes under a table?
I've heard of it. If you like go under a table and they start like
Eat grapes. How many are? 12? At midnight, right?
Oh wow.
12 grapes at midnight, you'll find love.
I might be too
Apparently.
drunk at midnight to eat the grapes, but we'll
You're
see.
drinking your grapes, babe.
yeah,
More than 12 probably.